So should we sit in a little angle like this or just like this?
Yeah.
Straight up? Yeah. Change management is one of the most difficult subjects in this world because we are subject to do all the time. There's one thing constant is the change. We don't like to change. Do you like to change? So if you wanted to change, it's an uphill task always. There are many frameworks people use for change management, but I would say that I love the PROC, professional plus scientific. The PROC, the name, this is 1970s by one of the engineers from one of the organizations. They brought it in to introduce the change management within the organization, but it has become kind of a de facto standard today. So the process what they identified for the change management is called ADKAR, ADKAR. If you wanted to really know what ADKAR is, I think you need to hear a story. In 2020, in the middle of COVID, I was trying to. I was looking at my license, realized that it is expired. So I knew, there's nothing much to do. Let me go get my license renewed as well. So I applied for renewal. So by that time they have introduced this health check. My previous license, I never had to give any health reports or health checks. But this time when I went, when they checked my eyes, they checked my blood, they said, hey, you have diabetes. 250, not just entering. Huh? So that's a revelation. I was not aware. In ADKAR process, first you have to be aware. If you're not aware, you don't know. Then what are you going to change if you're not aware? So I knew that I was diabetes. So I was aware. At that moment, I have to do something. The second letter is D, right? Can you guess what could be that second D?
Yes.
You want me to tell you? So most of the time when people hear bad news or some difficult thing, what do you do first? Deny. You are great, right? So, but ADKAR doesn't say this deny, So, but I always explain this one with this, So, if I wanted to change, if I go through ADKAR, most people fail their change with the second letter itself. If there are another place that you will fail, I will tell you. Second letter become instead of decision, it becomes denial. So when you deny, you're aware, then you deny, then your change is over. You're back to the same place. Have you seen a lot of people, I wanted to do exercises because I have something. And then they say, no, but still I'm young. Probably you're aware. Right? And then you say, I don't need it. So you deny. And then you go back to the fact that you stop doing it. Right? You know that the change is required, but you don't. So the second D, actually, you have to make a decision. So I made a decision. I wanted to reverse or change the diabetes. You know how I denied this? First, I also denied. The way I denied is a very funny story. My father's side, every male have diabetes. My mother's side, no one had diabetes. So, but the difference is, my mother's side, everybody had hair. My father's side, everybody was bald. So I had hair. I still have hair, a little bit hair, right? So I decided if you have hair, you're not going to get diabetes. This is how you attribute yourself to not having a problem. But of course, you had the problem. So anyway, I made that decision. I wanted to change it. So this is the second D. Then what's the next one? K. So K is representing knowledge. So you're aware there's a problem, or you're aware that you wanted to about something, then you make a decision, you want to change it, but do you have the knowledge to change it? So I went and asked people, what can I do? Somebody said, take these green leaves, eat that, don't eat rice, eat chicken, eat only meat, and there are millions of advice, right? But the knowledge is not everything, information what is around. You need to choose. You need to test yourself. what is right for you. You need to extract what is the right amount of things that you need to do to make the change. And you need to go deep dive and understand. I mean, the easiest is to go to a doctor, but then you normally people challenge them, right? So we are trying to talk about organizational change, but I'm just taking a personal story because there's no difference. Organizations are built based on humans and processes, and the change requires people to change as well as process to change. So this knowledge is a very important part because knowledge is not going to be just a piece of information. Today, information is cheap, right? You can you can go to internet and you can search. Maybe you can even ask a chat GPT or any LLM about how to do it. Even it will tell you. But grasping and putting it into your framework is very important. That's the knowledge what I meant. What's the next one? A. So ADKA. What is this A is about? Can you guess? You can do certain exercise. Like one of them is sprints. They want me to run 50 and they were giving me advice. But actually, I have a knee operation. So I cannot do sprints. I can jog, I can walk, but I cannot sprint. So it is not applicable for me. I have to choose what is the right thing for me. So it's everything that is there in your knowledge base cannot be applied into a situation that you are in. So you need to selectively apply, and then once you apply, have you done any time in your life something dieting or any other program? So you need to see losing weight, right? You need to keep on measuring and re-emphasizing, yeah, it's working. If it is not working, obviously you're not going to do so. In myself, I had to check my blood sugar, see whether it's going down. If it is not going down, of course, then I lose my motivation, and then the whole process again collapses. So you need to really reinforce of what is happening. So the change is not a single step process, or it is a cyclic, repeatable thing which continuously you need to apply to achieve a goal. I think this is what ADKA is all about. But uh, there are a lot of authorities about ADKA, and but what's not important is the process. What's important is to understand you need to have a commitment for the change. That change, if you wanted to really see results, you can create a process so which is measurable. D is the place where you fail most of the time, and also D is the place where you succeed, in my opinion. But this D of negative D is not part of that car's processing. They never talk about it. But for me personally, I have realized that D has two D's inside that single D. Be aware. Be aware. Your processes need to change. Your whatever your decisions, how you take your decisions needs change, because change is the only thing that is happening. Today the rate of change is much higher with all the new changes what is happening around in the technology world. It is very, very, very important for someone to be aware, be in presence, to understand what's going on. As I said, the change is the most difficult thing. So, first of all, if you are the one to create the change, you should be open to change. You should be able to listen to people, to understand criticism and some hidden things, that you thought it's working perfect. You need to be aware. You need to accept the fact that you can open your eyes, ears, and every senses that you have to identify or be aware, be in presence. So that is the first advice, because without you committing yourself to accept it, because probably if it is within you, like if it is a personal thing, it's that you have to decide yourself. But if it is a corporate thing, it's a process outside yours. It's not personally connected to you. Probably you will be working or you may be owning a company, but it is not you. You may be part of the bigger process, but still you need to be open enough to understand that the change is required. Oh, you need to be aware. I think that's very important. That's the first thing. Then the rest is the process. So they said that any answer to a problem is that first you should know there is a problem. Once you identify, then of course you will be able to find enough answers. There are a lot of interesting things that we can talk about: decision management networks and business process management networks, then case management. We can discuss some of these, how to use these tools to change your change or improve your processes. They may be sounds technical, but they all come out of real world experiences or challenges that people have made, and they have realized that if you wanted to repeat something, you need to come up with some sort of a tool. A tool is an understanding about or a theory about how it works. So I think we can talk about these things in the coming weeks.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.